Hello, hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Arun Singhal here, your coach and mentor with 40 years of experience. We are here to talk today to you about how to find right jobs through networking. Uh, Let me give you a little background about myself. I did my management way back, 40 years back, from IIM Bangalore in 1981. And I was lucky from there to get into Hindustan Unilever as a management trainee. Worked there for about 8 years. And I was even luckier to get into Johnson and Johnson, and I worked there for 16 years. It's an interesting story. I went there with what people said: go with a resignation letter in your pocket, because it was a hire and fire company, and I stayed there for about 16 years. Pretty interesting assignment, very excellent piece of my career. And then I worked for 2 years as a managing director for a company called Dumex. We were known more by our brands like Proteinix and Farix. And then I started on my own, 2007, uh, set up this company called Enrich Mentors to teach, coach people like you, small businesses, with whatever I had learned to help you do even better than what I could do in my life. So that's in small my story. So while I don't know how many of you are there, but let me begin by telling you. So here we're talking about right jobs, right? And how do we get right jobs through networking? So let me quickly, I don't know if you're there. So what do you mean by right jobs? Anyone has any thoughts? What is a right job? Comments? You can write in the chat box. I can read that. I'm going to wait for a couple of seconds more, and then I'm going to give you the answer. Right. So the right job is basically one that the three parameters on which you can see whether your job is right or not. First, you must like it. You must have a passion about doing this, right? So like I love my current role, job as a good mentor and a coach, and the time just flies. I don't even know when the time is over. So you must be in that kind of a job. Second, it must you must be good at it. I mean, there's no point having a passion unless you can do it well. So you must be good at it. And third, it must bring you in life what you're looking for. If you're looking for money, fame, girlfriend, whatever you want to get in life, it should be able to get you. So that's a right job. And then the question is, how can I get that damn right job, right? One method is, of course, to keep applying on various platforms, right? We have many platforms. They keep posting jobs, and every day you get one more new one coming up. So one is to keep applying to them. But the way I have uh, worked with people over especially the difficult times of COVID, when people were not able to find the jobs, that many times doesn't give you the kind of right jobs that you're looking for. There are many reasons. Let's not go into that. So there is this alternate way of using networking, and the question is, and the networking is a brilliant thing because networking is not only one of things. Once you make a network, it stays there for life. It's one of your things that you have, and you can use that continuously for whatever you want to do. So the question is, how can you use networking to get the right job? And I have a course on Udemy on precisely on that by a little different name, which basically says how can you find job opportunity. And this was the first course I launched Udemy, and primarily because that was the need of the people, and especially in the time of COVID times, and maybe now also. So so what are this basically is through a very systematic process that I've used successfully at IIM Udaipur, where I was heading placements before I started doing my own stuff again. And we used to get companies, and we successfully brought many companies for our students at IIM Udaipur. And we used this process very successfully. So what is this process? And I call this an early bird because if you go around in the morning, who gets the worm in the garden? There are many birds. Some come at 11 o'clock, some come at 12, some come at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning. So who gets the worm? The early birds, right? So the early bird gets the work. So this network philosophy starts with first defining what the right job for you is, and start with the it's a six-step process, six or seven-step process. So the first thing is to understand what are you good at and identify your strengths, and this is explained in that there, there are there are videos and there are assignments in that course that you can look at. So first is identify your strengths. What are you good at? And build on that. What are the right roles for you? What is the right job that we talked about? Right? So we need to take a look at that. So first you look at this, then you find the right role for you. And once you have the right role, you find out what are the companies that you must network with, who are the people you must network to find that job, right? Because ultimately the networking is not for the sake of networking. It is to help you find that right job that you're looking for, right? So that's what you do. So you identify a strength, you identify a couple of suitable roles, then you identify list companies. And here you need to networking requires patience, It's not it's not it's not let me use that word, it's not for boys, it's for men, right? So you require to work hard. And you require to work hard. So you need to list about 100 companies odd because it's a game of numbers. So you list 100 companies that you want to reach out to. So that's the third step. Once you have listed 100 odd companies, you create what is called a value proposition. All of us are used to sending CVs to network, right? My advice is don't even send your CV to anyone unless he asks it, because more your CV floats around in the universe, more such value goes down than in yours. So create a value proposition. What is the value proposition? Again, it is explained in that course, but essentially it is what you tell people is what you can do for you, what you can do for them. What are you good at that you figured out, and what you can do for others that will may be valuable for them. So that's your value proposition. And there is a whole science behind developing value proposition. Once you have developed value proposition, you have your companies. Now it's a question to start networking, right? So you start requesting for a 5 minute call. You don't go and ask for jobs, never. You never go and ask for a job. If you ask for a job, the law of universe says the job will not come to you. So what you do is you network, and you say, "Hey guys, hey Arun, I am a software developer, and I believe, and I can do wonderful work on the full stack development. So I'd like to just connect with you for 5 minutes and just get to know you." And you send out in that 300 characters if you're using. LinkedIn is the most efficient medium for networking. I've tried LinkedIn, I've tried emails, and I have if I send out my percentage score, which is about 33-34% of, if I send 100 connection requests, I get 30-40 returns. A good return rate would be about even 10-12-30%, 10 to 12 to 15%. So you start getting people to respond. And once you get on a 5 minute call, you build what is called that. You start building relationship, quick rapport with the person. Nice things. You say nice things. You take permissions and you build rapport in that 5 minutes or 10 minutes time. And once you have that, then you start talking about how can you help. And you say, okay, this is what I am. I believe you may be needing this kind of role. So is there any opportunity for me? Is there anything I can do for you? I'm not looking for a job as such. Even that kind of thing works because the people you're talking to are nervous. They say, who's this new guy who's coming? You must be wanting a job. So you need to set them at ease. You need to say, I mean, I just want to meet you. I have no, if the job comes, it's all good, but I'm not looking. I'm not coming here asking for a job as of now. So jobs don't come by asking. So you do that, and then you say, okay, right, good meeting you. When can I come to and talk to you again if you have any opportunity where I could help you in any manner? So happy to come and help you. And you do second call, and then you follow up, and like this you keep building your network, and you'll be surprised. One day, one of them will say, "Hey, Arun, there is this wonderful. We have this problem at this university. Would you be willing to come and help us with that?" And you say, "Sure, why not?" And that's how you kind of get that. Any questions here? Waiting for the questions. Oh, can you hear me? Yes, I'm able to see the chat, but where is the questions? Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. Guys. Yeah, Krupa. Hey guys, thank you so much. I missed seeing the chat. Nice job, so one's right. Wonderful answers. Thank you so much. I missed all looking at all these chats. So thank you. Krupa, hello, others. Naveen, I think absolutely right, Naveen. Now you answered it very right. The right job is one that gives us happiness. Ultimately, life is all about happiness, right? Nikhil has said the right one, someone that provides us with great pay and also exposure. Absolutely right, Nikhil. And that's what I said, right? How can we identify strength and we can build it upon? That's a question from others. Let me start answering that. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So see the way there are, this is again covered in that video course that I had. So there are a couple of ways you can find the strengths. How can we identify your strengths, right strengths that you should build on? See, first, this is like a circular question. First, you need to figure out what are your inherent strengths, what are you good at. You need to start with that. So, and couple of ways to find out that. And you first need to go back and take feedback from people, many, many new people, right? Many people there, your friends, your colleagues, if you're working, your boss, your subordinates, you take feedback and ask, what are you good at? Now, if you want to find out what are the new strengths that you need to build on, you need to figure out what is it that you want to do in life. You need to have a goal. Let's say I want to become I'm a young MBA and I want to become a good brand manager. Then I need to figure out what does it take to become a brand manager. And you should need to look at the job description of a product manager, brand manager, and see what are the skills and knowledge are they looking for in recruiting a brand manager. And then I say, okay, what are the things I have, what I said that I don't have, and then accordingly go and build those. So does that answer a question, others? I'm a little rushing through, but happy to come back to that. Okay. So there's another question from Naveen. As a new college student, how can I begin networking while in college? That's a wonderful question, Naveen. See, even in a college, one of the best places for networking is LinkedIn. So first, I would say get on LinkedIn if you're not, right? Then you need to define. I would say there are two ways to do networking. One is general, broad, unplanned networking. I'm not for that kind of networking. You must define. You must have a goal for doing the networking. So if you're a college student, obviously you're looking to network with people who can give you a right job, right? Since we are here for right job. So start defining what are you good at? What kind of roles would you like to do? What is your passion? What are you naturally good at? What brings you value in life, happiness in life? Define that role. Talk to someone like me. I'm happy to talk and help you guys if you want to come back later. And figure out what is it, who do you need to network with? Find the companies that give you a role. Go to the LinkedIn site, go to the company site, look out for HR people and start networking with that. So that's how you start networking in short, Naveen. Does that, hopefully that answer the question? Yeah, Naveen, you're right. People don't reply in LinkedIn. So let's understand why people don't reply. See, we have to be, you have in, it's that's in 300 character depends on what you write. If you want to write something that you are going to ask, no one is going to reply. Because if someone asks you something, would you be entertaining him? But what about someone comes and gives to you something? Would you not say, yeah, okay, I don't mind, get connected? So in that 300 character message, you need to write your value proposition in which you say, hey, this is what I am and this is what I can do for you. So go and say what you can do for them, and then you see the difference. I do that. I keep connecting on LinkedIn every week. LinkedIn poses a 30 new connections every week, and I get out of 30 to 10 to 15 new connections every week. So, but again, the message is what is it that you are going to give to them? Don't even think about asking anything. You give, and one day it will come back to you. That's the law of universe. Heard of Newton's law of third law of Newton? Whatever you give in the universe will come back to you. So give what you have and doesn't cost you a dime. Figure those things out. Right. There's a question. So I hope I've answered a question. Happy to post more questions, Naveen, if you have any more questions. There's a question for Rashmi. This is a very good question, Rashmi. How to know who to network with? Again, brilliant question, Rashmi. So the best way again is, I said, you need to go targeted. You need to define first what is it that you want to get out of networking. Obviously, a right job in this context, right? So question is, where do you want the right job? Do you want with Infosys? Do you want with Hindustan Unilever? Do you want with Pepsi, right? And once you know where you want the job, go to the Pepsi page on LinkedIn, look at the people there. Now, again, depends on what kind of job are you looking for. Pepsi. If you're looking for a brand manager, who are the possible people that can help you get a brand management job later on? In as after having a good networking connection with them, two people. One, either the brand manager, the marketing manager themselves, or the HR people. So look for those people, and there you know who are the people you need to network with. Will people actually join these meetings? I don't know which meetings are you talking about. Can you please elaborate that? How to know who to network with? I answered that question, Rashmi, right? So if you have anything else, how can we identify right strength that we should build upon? We talked about that. Can you see this? Yes, I can see this, others. I am now able to read all the comments. I can see this, Rashmi. Now he is able to see. Yes, thank you, Kripa. Hello. What's the good message to send to seniors on LinkedIn? Oh, that's a wonderful question, Harshit. Again, it depends on what you want from them, Harshit. Again, if you want to connect with seniors, see the message that if you want a connection, if you want to build relationship, the relationship is built, the network is built when you're willing to give, not when you want to get right in the first time. I ask this question to people, when you want to withdraw from the bank, can you make a withdrawal from your bank on the very first day you open an account? Can you? Obviously not. What do? You keep depositing small sums of money over a period of time and you have a corpus there. Networking is like that. With each of the person that you want to network, you must build a corpus. And how do you build a corpus? Like you said to seniors, hey, if you have a senior Akshay somewhere and say, hey Akshay, I am so and so from your junior from this college and I'm doing this. Is there anything I can do for you? I believe you're doing wonderfully well. You're doing this company. I have some spare time, 2 hours a day. Can I do any work for you? Can I do anything that can help you? And then you will see those people will start connecting. Preeti has a question. Thank you, Preeti, for asking this question. How to network with people across countries and across industries? I think LinkedIn is a great media again, because LinkedIn is for that purpose, right? So find out the people that you want to connect across countries, across industries. I do that. My connections, I have a decent connection about 8,900 now on LinkedIn. And I have a colleague who had 27,000 connections. Can you believe? He was my placement officer at IIM Udaipur. The thing is, now LinkedIn is making it a little more difficult. Earlier you could reach out to hundreds of people on a day and try and connect, but now you can't do that. They have posed some limitations. So what you do is you target and you keep talking to them, offering them what you can do for them. Never ever think about asking anything for you in the connection request. Say what you can do for them. So figure out what you have as a student, as a professional. If you have a time, you say, I can take out 2 hours a day, I can take out 5 hours a week. Is there anything I can do to help you? Right? Right. I go to the next question. What are some books to youngsters read on to network better? Again, Rashmi, that's a great question. I would say I do can't think of any book, but see, networking is. I don't think you need to read any book to build networks. It's simple. It's not rocket science. Honestly, don't be disappointed with that. It's simple principle that if you want to network, you need to give. More you give, more the network. Remember Mahatma Gandhi? He had a huge following. How did he build that network in South Africa? He gave. He offered free legal services to all the suffering South Africans, Indians, non-Indians, and they came in droves. He had that network. And you see the same people who are around who are building network is that what they do is they offer something. They give, and once you start giving, you get network. Preeti has a comment. LinkedIn is not helpful. I'm not going to say that LinkedIn has is it is helpful. I would say, but to a little, to a some extent, has been little. There are constraints on how much they can give you in terms of unlimited help. Preeti has another comment. Everyone except but very few actually reply. Yeah, yes and no. But once people accept your connection request, my suggestion is then you need to do a follow up. Hey, thank you so much. See, another thing that you need to understand is who would you network with? Someone who is coming and asking for something, or who is very nice to you, is helping you? Obviously, someone who is helping you and very nice to you. So be nice to people on when you want to build network. Say, hey, that's wonderful. Thank you. There are three great words that are wonderful. They can build you a huge network. Wonderful, thank you, great. And it doesn't take a dime to use these words. And now these bots also are learning to use these words on all these chat bots are using these words and they can help you. Okay. Nikhil has a question. What is the Udemy course you mentioned? I can. This is if you go to Arun Singhal on Udemy, Arun Singhal instructor, you will find this. This course is called How to Find Job Opportunities. And this is the first course we have launched. Uh, right. There is. Okay. There's. Someone has already given the link there, right? Oh, good. Thank you. Right. So I have Naveen thanking me. Wonderful. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to me. Sorry, guys. It took me a little while to figure out where the chat was. I didn't scroll down. If you have any questions more, happy to answer that. And we have a couple of more minutes. If there are more questions, I'm happy to answer and help. And please feel free to connect. My passion in life, if you go back and connect with me on LinkedIn, Arun Singhal. And my passion is life to help you, people like you, do better in life. And it's a written statement. That's I'm 64, guys. I've done my innings in life. So my only passion in life is to help all of you. Yeah, Preeti, you have one more question. What do you look for in young people when networking? I don't look for any. I see. When I'm networking with people, I'm looking for anyone who wants to where I could be of help, right? So typically, I'm taking a lot of interns these days. So people who want to do internship, happy to connect with them. Anyone for that matter. I don't look for anything. I also wondering the same. Thank you for the great session. See again, what you look for in the people you want to network comes from. So you need to think through this. What is it that I want to? And here in the context, we're talking the right job. So the steps are very clear. Let me recap. Identify your current strengths. Based on current strengths, what are the right jobs for you? Where can you find these jobs in what companies? What are the people who are key to getting you that job on LinkedIn? Go and look at pages, find those HR or line managers, and then send them a message, a value proposition, or a nice message where you offer something. And at this point of time, a small story for all of you. We have small time. Uh, uh, Without any, I'm apolitical. I don't belong to any political party, but this was a great friend on CNBC. So, Modi built a huge following and he has a great network, I believe. So, and he did extremely well, Narendra Modi, in 2014 election. So, and this campaign was run by CNBC and a good friend of mine from earlier times in J&J. Uh, Piyush Pandey had run that campaign. So he asked, so he was asked, what did you do? He said, "नहीं, हमने कुछ नहीं किया." He was a very humble guy. He said, Modi did three things. First, he did something in Gujarat. And then he told the people what he did, and then he said, I can do it for you. Same thing that you need to do. So you need to do something, or you need to have something that you go and tell the people who may need it and say, sir, I can offer that to you. Okay, there's a question from me. What kind of internship? I'm broadly offering two types of internship at this point of time. I have these 13 courses, right? So enrichment looks like it's slowly becoming a firm or a company run by interns, for the interns, by the interns. A third one, I don't remember exactly what was that in that. So we have lots of interns who take who come and do brand management internship for 8 weeks period or longer. And the charter is that, hey, take a look at this course, figure out what are the marketing challenges, and build a brand strategy. That's one time of internship. The second time of internship is also we need to do digital marketing with these courses at probably the least possible cost and see if we can reach these courses to more people and help them. So digital marketing is another one. Okay, there is a question from Kushal. I'm still trying to figure out what to do in life, so don't have any full-time experience right now. I'm 20. Does it look like does it look when I'm applying for this company? Sorry. Still trying to figure out what to do in life, which is fine, Kushal. I didn't figure out myself when I was 26. So don't have any full-time. That doesn't matter. See, the experience doesn't come from doing the job. One of the greatest way to get experience to do this internship. So look for doing internship in your preferred area. So once you have internships, then the challenge of not having full-time experience is not going to be a constraint anymore. That's my understanding. Does that help, Kushal? Oh, thank you, Preeti. You've been very kind. You have good relationship building skill, Preeti. This kind of things that Preeti is writing are the things that if you write that in your messages, you will get a lot of connections accepting and liking you, and then you'll be able to build network with them. Yeah, see, little scared is fine, Kushal. Little scared is fine, but just go and do that. Even at 64, when I start new things, I'm a bit scared, and that's part of human life. I think any new thing, there is a new thing, an uncertainty. So we will all be scared. But what worse will happen? Imagine this. Worse will happen is we will all will fail, right? That's all okay. Failure is the stepping stone to success, guys. Remember that. So wonderful, others. That's the spirit. So we have 1 more minute, and once that is there, I guess this I would need to stop this. So, guys and girls and people, thank you so much. Connect again. You have my email IDs again, etc., etc. You know me, Arun Singhal at Enrichmenters. Arun Singhal on LinkedIn. From I am Bangalore, 1981, Enrichmenters. So happy to connect with you. If no one, I mean, people will connect. Don't you worry about it. Just and connect with me if you need to, right? And happy to help you do whatever you want to do in life in whatever way I can, right? So I guess with the permission of all of you, I'm going to now wonderful team Crater, wonderful talking to all of you, and thank you for being in the background supporting with all the answers the people needed. Thank you. I enjoyed session talking to you, and hopefully we'll see you again sometime somewhere in this universe. So great. I'm going to stop the session, right? Thank you.